This board meeting was adjourned early due to technical problems that caused a break in the broadcast of the meeting to the public. Therefore, this is a special board meeting and is being called for the purpose of concluding business on items from March 9th meeting that needed to be completed. And this is a time-sensitive matters that we are addressing today. I'm joining you all from Fairbanks, Alaska. Good morning. The rest of the board is meeting within the boundaries of our school district. And so thank you for your understanding. So I'm just going to today, Thursday, 3/11/2021, the special meeting of the school board is called to order. So I'm going to quickly make sure that everybody is present. And I see everyone. Correct. So with that, I'm going to ask Director Lepolpion to kindly read the land acknowledgement, please. Director Lepolpion.
Yes, I will totally do that. Thank you. Acknowledgement is critical in building the necessary trust to coexist in harmony with one another. Indigenous tribes and bands have been apparent in the lands of the Willamette Valley, across Oregon, and throughout the Americas since time immemorial. In this valley, the ancestry of the Kalapuya reaches the furthest back in time, reminding us that this plentiful place has been called home by its original inhabitants long before the names of the snowy peaks and the bountiful waters were re-identified. Today, we acknowledge that the people of this land still exist and inhabit this valley not as heirs to it or artifacts, but as reciprocal contributors to the modern society we live in. We forward our respect to the first peoples of this land, the 9 federally recognized tribes of Oregon, and those who have ceded lands here. We reflect on the displacement, removal, and genocide of Indigenous people that occurred throughout Oregon and beyond. In so doing, we truly honor the gravity of the past and endeavor to see that people may live in harmony and equity on this land for prosperity. May this acknowledgement carry renaissance as a tool of peace over the land and waters we mutually rely upon. Please join us in uncovering such truths at any and all public events. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Lepolpion. I'm going to please ask you to stand for Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. I would like to make an announcement. This meeting is a special meeting. We are going to have very limited time-sensitive agenda. We're going to have another school board meeting on Monday, 3/15/2021 at 6 p.m., where we'll take all the other remaining items which will not be completed today. So this did not apparently go out in the announcement, so that is what I'm announcing. So the topic on zone-based action item, which is very important, and that's why we decided to have it on Monday so that communities can participate after working hours. I believe there is no agenda modification today. Now I'm going to turn over to Superintendent Perry. Superintendent Perry, this is for the consent calendar, approval of person action items. Thank you.
All right, thank you, everyone. This is our March personnel action item, agenda item. And what we do on this time of year, every year, is we have to roll forward our contracts for our licensed educators, which include our teachers and our administrators. We have a statutory deadline that we have to give notice to our teachers by midnight on the 15th of March. in order to let them know that they've been renewed, non-extended, and it's same with our administrators. So thanks for meeting today so that we can meet this statutory requirement. And with that, I'll turn it back over for.
Thank you, Superintendent Perry. Is that, go ahead.
I do have to declare a conflict of interest when you're ready.
Okay. Thank you, Superintendent Perry. And is it, I think I should ask for a motion to move this. Is there anybody?
So moved.
Any
Second.
Okay, who did that?
I moved it, Paul. I believe Jesse seconded it.
I seconded.
Thank you very much. Is there any discussion on this matter?
Yes.
We'll start with Director Kylo and then we'll quickly move.
I need to declare a conflict of interest. I have a potential conflict of interest. I have an adopted nephew who is on the list to be extended. So.
Okay. After the discussion, I'm going to quickly ask Mr. Kopoulos, what will that do to the voting? That's the reason I'll just, so we'll go to other board directors. Any other board directors have any comment on this? Yes, Director Lepolpion.
Well, I just had one question in regards to personal actions. So when teachers are wanting to move, and this might not fit for right now, but if teachers are wanting to move from like edge to like in-person teaching, then are they allowed, like during this, do we ask teachers if they want to do edge or online or in person, or how's that decision made? I was just curious.
This action is only related to a district level action around renewal of contracts. The teachers have a bargaining agreement that has transfer language. They get first consideration for the positions as they open. So if we had positions that open, if they were edge to in-person, they would be able to apply and get first consideration. And we've also been working with the association around some transfer concerns and stuff, both directions.
Thank you, Superintendent. Any other questions? Okay, hearing none. The motion was to accept the consent calendar, and Director Kylo moved it. Director Lepolpion seconded it, and Director Blasi.
I'm sorry. My understanding is this isn't to move the consent calendar. This is just to vote on the personnel action items, not the entire consent calendar.
Sorry. Thank you for clarifying. I'm going to repeat. So the motion was to approve the personnel action items, moved by Director Kylo and seconded by Director Lepolpion. And are we ready to vote? Yep. Show up your, you call names one by one, and then you can vote aye if you approve. Dr. Kylo, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dr. Lepolpion.
Aye.
Vice Chair Bethel.
Aye.
Dr. Blasi.
Aye.
Dr. Hine.
Aye.
Dr. Goss. You have to unmute. Would you like to show up? Is it Alt something? Would you like to show a thumb or something to indicate how you vote?
Aye.
Thank you.
Did that go through?
It did go through loud and clear. And I as well, Satya Chandragiri, I also vote aye. And I don't see any no votes, and so it's approved. Let's go to the next item. Approve Valley Inquiry Charter School contract. Superintendent Perry, if there's anything else to review on this item.
Just two couple comments on this. First of all, Principal Payne is at an IEP meeting, and I told him an IEP meeting was on an individual student was more important since he's been here multiple times. He just wanted to remind you that on his board, his treasurer of his board is works for the Department of Revenue, so he feels like he has really good board member technical assistance and good fiscal oversight. We changed back from quarterly to monthly reports in the language. And then on expansion, they really have a slow expansion plan that they expand in a year, make sure everything's going well, and expand in a year. Craig is not here today, but Jim Orth is here if you have contract questions on this, but we would recommend approval at this point.
Thank you, Superintendent Perry. All right, is there anybody who would like to move this?
I make a motion. Oops, sorry. I make a motion that we approve their contract for.
Okay, is there anybody second? Vice Chair Beth. Okay, Vice Chair Bethel seconds. And who else said something second? That was Director Blasi. You were a few milliseconds after Vice Chair Bethel. So otherwise I would have made you. And is there any discussion? Let's kind of go around. I want to start with Advisor Mabinton. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, Advisor. I want to hear from you. Can you unmute, please? We have time, Director Blasi. We have time.
I trust from when he spoke last time. So if they are recommending this, then I would agree to go through with it.
Can I ask you as a chair, would you like to say the feedback that you gave the principal about equity? Do you mind repeating it? Because it is very important feedback you gave him about equity in your discussion. Do you mind to unmute and tell us what feedback you gave on the equity? That if I remember, I want to make sure I get that on the record.
The feedback I gave in equity, that meeting, what did I say? I was speaking from the heart, so it's really hard to remember these things, but I know that equity is really important. So as long as he's pushing for equity, which if I'm right, this was the principal that had the best response when we asked him, what are they doing to push, more students of color? And he had the best response. So I really do applaud him because it was a straight up answer. It wasn't, we're working on this, we're working on that. It was a straight answer. So as long as he keeps, thinking of students and pushing for equity, I think this is a great school. And the director, Lippold Pion, told me that he went and saw for himself at this school, and it's a great school. So I'm going to trust that.
I wanted to hear that again. That's exactly what I made you say. Dr. Hine, do you have anything else?
I was just going to say, my son actually went to that school for a year or two when I was unsatisfied with our local elementary school.
Dr. Goss, you're going to say something.
No, I thought they gave very good presentations. It's clear to everybody, and I'm ready to vote.
Dr. Blasi, you have something.
I agree. We've been pushing the charters, I think, the last couple of years to be more expansive in their outreach around equity, and I agree. I think that they've kind of led the way in this, and just encourage them to continue to do that as they double their student population.
Thank you. Dr. Kylo, you're going to say something.
Yes. My question is, what innovative things have they done at the charter school that they have now taken out and shared with the other schools, which is part of their mission? So can somebody give me a specific item? They couldn't before.
I don't think he would change his response if he were here, because he did not, since he didn't before. What expansion does is it creates an international baccalaureate pathway. And with North being a international baccalaureate school now, this creates a middle school model. And then I think that that innovation then could become replicated in another section of a middle school or a full middle school. So it puts IB in the North Feeder area.
But all of the students at Valley Inquiry won't be going to North.
Well, the Valley Inquiry students will have options to go into an international baccalaureate high school, which is done through the interdistrict transfer process. And now they'll have two options, so either south or north.
Go ahead.
Okay.
No, hang on. So the only innovation is they're finally now, after how many years? 6 years, coming up with an international baccalaureate program, which they haven't yet created and they haven't yet shared. So have they shared any other innovations or creative pieces that have gone to other schools, which is part of their mission and part of their charter?
Not that I know of.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. DePaul Pion, do you have any?
I mean, I would just say, I would echo what Paul says. I think that it'd be really cool to see what innovative things that they're doing. And I'm sure just by knowing, Jesse, that he'd probably be willing to do that. But and that's something we can pursue at a later date. I think they've done their job. They've proven to us that they're doing the best they can to reach out to, students of color and make sure they have a diverse population. They're doing the work. They have proven results. And I want them to be able to continue to do that.
Thank you. Vice Chair Bethel, do you have anything to add?
No.
All right. I don't have anything else to add. Are we ready to take a vote on this? All right.
Yes.
The motion is approve Valley Inquiry Charter School contract. And who had initially, Dr. Hine had moved the motion and Vice Chair Bethel had seconded it. And how do we vote? Director Kylo?
No.
Director Goss?
Aye.
Vice Chair Bethel?
Aye.
Director Blassie?
Aye.
Director Lepol Pion?
Aye.
Director Hine?
Aye.
And I, as Satya Chandragiri, I also vote aye. So there is one no vote by Director Kylo and yes vote by all. So the motion passes. So the next we'll go to reading Optimum Learning Environment Charter School Contract. Superintendent Perry, it's all yours.
All right. You had Principal Paulson here at your last meeting. Might not have been last, might have been a couple meetings ago for the charter renewal. This is the contract that comes out of that action at the last, whenever the meeting was. Principal Paulson is here to for you to ask questions for. This is first reading only. You'll see it again in April. You'll have another time for public comment in April. So you also have plenty of time. This contract also is very similar other than to the Valley Inquiry, but there is no expansion provision in this contract. So with that, Jim Orth is here for contractual questions, but you've seen this in your board packet with the red line version since it was there Tuesday night. So I'll open it up for questions.
All right. Any questions, starting with Advisor Mabinder?
I do not have any questions at the moment.
Thank you. Anybody else wants to ask a question? Director Kylo, I recognize you.
Thank you. I have two. Carl, first question I have, do you have any employees who aren't Salem-Keizer employees? And I read your contract, it implied you didn't, but it didn't say you didn't specifically. So do you or don't you?
You are correct. And we do not have, all of our employees are Salem-Keizer employees.
Okay, that's what I understood. And then my second question, which you can choose to answer at the next time you show up, is what innovations have you taken out and shared with the other schools? The last time I asked you, you said you had a river exploration project or river cleanup, but I was looking for something a little more academic than that. So you can save that answer for later if you wish.
I can kind of give you a preview because with some time to reflect on that,
Sure.
I identified some things that our OLE classes do as far as in their three areas: civic responsibility, environmental awareness, and technology. And so in most of these cases, these are things that are shared with our partner community here within the school at Forest Ridge. And originally, when our charter was first brought up, that was kind of the extent of the outreach or the sharing of innovation was to be a partnership within this school. You challenge us to think about, taking that out district-wide and finding other partners. And so that's something that we will continue to look for opportunities, but specifically in the area of civic responsibility, our OLE classrooms and teachers tend to spearhead a project, whether that's writing letters to leaders, writing letters to soldiers, writing letters to the elderly, and then asking the Forest Ridge side to participate in that as well, involving volunteering and working with the Marion Polk Food Share. That's an annual project. And again, our OLE staff and students tend to spearhead that project and then share that opportunity with the Forest Ridge side.
Okay, thank you.
Environmental awareness. We as mentioned before, we have the Naturescape project and the development and maintenance of that, and also the Down by the Riverside project. Those are things that the OLE side, takes the lead on and then shares with the Forest Ridge community, and then just partnering with the Audubon Society, Oregon Raptor Center, Solve, Marion County Soil and Water Conservation District, Marion County Solid Waste Management. So those also are partnerships that tend to be developed first through the OLE classrooms and embedded in their learning, and then shared as an opportunity with Forest Ridge. And then the last thing in technology, one of the largest innovations that they share, and that's probably the most interesting for the students, is the 3D printing and modeling. And then that's something that's very embedded in what OLE is doing, but then is also shared with the Forest Ridge community.
Thank you, Principal Pauls. Any other questions? Dr. Blasi, go ahead.
So the question I have for you is the question that we always have for each of the principals as they're renewing their contract. Just the question about outreach to diverse families and students. Can you share with us your efforts?
So I'll quickly kind of list off some things that I think are germane to this conversation, and I'm happy to repeat these next time we meet as well. Specifically, all of our OLE teachers are ESOL endorsed. That means they're specially trained to support English language learners. That doesn't mean they're bilingual. That just means they are licensed. So across our whole 1st through 5th grade staff. All of our OLE staff, alongside our Forest Ridge staff, receive PD on the district's equity lens. We've discussed ways that this view might positively impact our school community, and some ways that sometimes things negatively impact our school community. All of the OLE staff, alongside the Forest Ridge staff, participate in all district PD. So anything that comes across to other district teachers is shared simultaneously with OLE staff. Because we're a combined school, it's very easy for us to keep people up to speed. We're looking at that to identify and act upon issues of equity, access, interventions, proportionate and disproportionate discipline, using academic data and behavioral data as parts of our systems. We use the panorama data. All of our OLE students and families participate in the panorama surveys, just like our other district schools do. So we're looking in that data to see, do our students feel included? Do they feel respected? Do the families feel like they're connected to the school community? Our boundaries have shifted, which has given us an opportunity to diversify our Forest Ridge community as well as our OLE community. We do increased electronic outreach, whether that's through our school, our district websites, our PTC websites, Facebook pages, things like that. We do have cultural diversity on our staff and on our charter board. 3 out of our last 4 hires have been bicultural, bilingual, or both. And these are things that many of these areas, they're supported by the district. We're not taking credit for all these things, but we do want to emphasize that OLE staff is not out on its own, floating around and trying to invent things on their own. They are fully aware of and exposed to the same things that our other district schools are, as far as our equity conversations, training, that kind of thing. We do know we have next steps in, we want to maintain the diversity in our board as we have people rotate on and off of the board. We want to extend recruitment to the greater community. And so we've been looking at and will be implementing in our next round of recruitment district-wide mailings and district-wide email recruitment and solicitation. We look and we're pulling ideas from some of the excellent things that Valley Inquiry's been doing on recruiting people as representatives. And then we're looking for those future opportunities. We don't have a lot of turnover, but as opportunities come up to recruit new staff and to value diversity in our candidates, we'll be looking at that as well.
Principal Paulson, thank you very much. I know I had committed to ending this meeting. So Dr. Leopold, you have a quick question. This is the first reading. We will have more opportunity, but if you have a quick question before we end the meeting in 45 seconds.
I think that was longer than my question's going to be. Under section 5L, where it says tuition, it says, OLA, we will not charge tuition to students who reside within the district except as allowed, as may be allowed under ORS 339.115 or other applicable law. OLA will not charge tuition for programs, classes, or courses of study, which are part of the regular school program. I was just curious, do you guys charge anybody tuition? Because it's kind of like a section 5L says that you don't, but then also says you may if it's allowed under the law.
I'm not aware of anyone being charged tuition. That may be in very particular cases. For instance, I know like out of district transfer students, that wouldn't be something that would necessarily be a decision on our part. That would probably be a district thing.
We are coming to an end. I had committed to ending this meeting. Vice Chair Bethel has she has indicated this for half an hour. So is there any questions that comes to your mind? Please write it down and we can have Superintendent Perry forward it to Principal Paulson so that during this next, it's going to throw a couple of versions of reading. So we'll have plenty of opportunity to kind of drill down, and we can certainly make sure the questions are forwarded to Principal Paulson before he comes to the meeting so he can be a little bit more prepared, because these are massive contracts. With that, Superintendent Perry, is there any quick thing? No. Nope, I just want to once again remind everybody that there are very important action items on zoning. Is going to come up on Monday, 3/15/2021 at 6 p.m. It'll be a public meeting. please make sure you attend that. And because it's a very important one, we didn't want that to be rushed through. And that's the reason we are moving it. A lot of people we serve are working during the daytime. So if we had it this time, they wouldn't be able to participate. So in the interest of equity, we decided to have it at 6 p.m. on 3/15. Because we don't want people missing their job or livelihood just to sit and participate or observe this meeting. So with that in mind, be well, be warm. It's only 0 degrees in Fairbanks, Alaska. It's going to be -22. So the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, everyone.